Hi angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video we're going to be making a resin preservation in this oval block mold. I forgot the name of the seller that got this from, but I'll leave the link for it down in the description box down below. This is a brand new mold. I actually bought 3 molds. So I've already dried my flowers. I already showed you guys in a video of how I did that. I'm pretty sure I have several videos of how I did that already. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down a thin layer of some resin. And in that spray bottle is just 99% ibuprofen alcohol. So I just sprayed a little bit of that into the resin. And now these dry flowers, then placing into the mold. I got these from Amazon. So I'm just putting those as the first layer. Now I can put on in there my dry pressed roses. Voila. I'm only going to be putting in there 2. I don't want to overpower it or anything like that. It looks gorgeous already. This is the idea that I'm going for. And then I'm just going to pour a little bit of some resin on top of the rose. You can see that little piece of resin fell in there. Simply just took it out and that's it. I'm going to let this layer dry for a full 24 hours. So it has been... Oh no, it hasn't been 24 hours yet. So I was like, you know what? These flowers... It's nice, it's simple. But why not add some paper butterfly? So these butterflies I got from Amazon from Let's Resin. So I'm just putting in there 2 butterflies into the mold. And since the resin is not cured, you just push it down into the resin and everything get cured all at once. So we're going to let it dry for 24 hours. And this is how it looks when everything is dried and it's good to go. Gorgeous. Now this is going to be the second layer of resin that we're pouring on in there into the mold. Just pouring a little bit of some resin. You don't want to rush this process because if you put way too much resin in there, then obviously these are roses. They're going to be like a ton of bubbles. You're trying to make it look nice and clean. So after this layer of resin dried, this is the second layer of resin. I was like, you know what, this looks plain and simple. What else can I add in there? So I have this, what do you call it, metal sticker that I got from Amazon. I'll leave the link for it down in the description box down below. But I was like, okay, let me just add this one in there as well. This is the largest size that they had. So what I'm going to do is just peel off the back. I'm doing all of this with one hand. So talented. And then I just placed it wherever I want to place it. This is just a sticker, so all you have to do is just place it wherever you want it, and then just rub it to make sure I transfer on whatever. Obviously, where we need to transfer on is the resin. And after I did that, the next thing I'm going to do is I have to remove the plastic. And again, doing this with one hand. So I had to peel off the sides, and then it came off surprisingly very quick and very easy. Don't worry, I'm going to give you guys a better look because that's not a good angle. Oopsie. And voila, this is how it looks. I know that the pieces of the rose just fell off, but I'm going to clean that up later. Totally forgot to clean it up. Cover it, make sure that the resin is still curing and all that good stuff. So it's in the morning, everything is looking good. So now it's time to add on in there the third layer of some resin. Pouring it on top of the rose and filling it up a little bit. We're not going to be filling it all the way up to the top, because obviously we're trying to avoid as less bubble as possible. So it's best to be doing it in layers. Each layer have to dry. Oh, and also between each layer, I always sprayed it with a little bit of some 99% ibuprofen alcohol to get rid of any bubbles. And the stick that I'm using right there, I use that to pop any bubbles as well. So yeah. So the pieces of rose that fell off last night when I was putting on there the metal sticker, I did not clean it off or anything. I could have just left it in there. It would have been totally fine. It wouldn't have been a big deal, but you know, kind of perfectionist. So I decided to just remove it. So that's what I am struggling to do right there, which I did. Now I'm just spraying it again with some 99% ibuprofen alcohol, just a little bit. And we're gonna let this layer dry for a full 24 hours. Actually, no, I did have a little bit of some resin left over, so I poured it in there as well. And we're just gonna let this layer dry for 24 beautiful hours. And you can see that there's only like a little bit of some space left. So the only thing we need to do is just add on in there a final layer of resin. Everything looks nice and good. There's no obvious bubble that you're seeing. But it's always the last layer or the layer before that mess everything up. You can see that there's a bubble right there that I obviously had to open up the pocket. Everything was going good until that bubble. It just came out of nowhere. Nowhere. So this is the final layer of resin that I'm pouring on in there. So with my little stick, I'm poking at the rose to get any bubbles that's inside of it to rise up. Usually they will just pop on their own. If it doesn't pop on their own, you can either spray it with 99% ibuprofen alcohol, or you can go over it. You can get rid of the bubbles with your lighter. It all depends on whichever way works for you. So this bubble that cured, that I had to open up the pockets. So what I'm doing right now with the stick, that one got cured underneath it, so could not get that part out. So what I'm doing right now is the stick is just to poke at it to get all of the air out, and so that the resin can fill it up. So eventually it will disappear. You can see that there's a bubble right there that I saw. So I was letting them just get rid of this quickly as well. So you just keep doing it until you can no longer see the bubble, where the bubble was basically. You can see that it's starting to make a big difference. You can see it less and less. And that's basically what you have to do. All those little tiny bubbles, don't worry, we're gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna spray the ibuprofen alcohol just to get rid of the bubbles. I think I went over it like a few times with my lighter because there was obviously still some bubbles that was rising. So yep, this took a good process. You just have to keep poking at it. Poking. When you poke at it, a bubble is going to rise up. You just keep doing it over and over again until you cannot see it. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm spraying it with some ibuprofen alcohol. And now I'm going to fill it up. Wait, no. Oh yeah, I can still see it a little bit. So, oh my god, that's a cat that just scared the life out of me. It's like after 4 o'clock in the morning I'm recording this video. You can see that there's a few bubbles in here and some right here. Let's pop it out of the mold. And voila, this is how this turned out. Turned out so pretty. Ooh, there's a big bubble that was trapped underneath right there. A few in there. It doesn't look that bad. Some smaller bubbles up there. And this is the back of it, of course. Now we sand it down and then add a clear resin. The top is kind of
sharp, so you need to just sand this part down a little bit. This is how this turned out. I love it. Turned out so amazing. That's it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bye guys. So pretty and so tiny.